I lie to my mother every Thursday after my lab for an anatomy class, which ends past 9 p.m. No, Mom, I don't take the metro home, of course. I take Uber. I don't take Uber. I take the train. We all value our health, safety, and security, and yet we have to put all of these at risk every time we use public transportation. I've been taking Los Angeles Metropolitan Transportation Authority, also known as Metro, train for 7 years, so I know why my mother forbids me from taking it. My name is Julia Jung, and I am on the pro side of enforcing strict regulation on boarding the Los Angeles Metro train. I will first explain why the Metro is known as to be dangerous, and then elaborate on how it affects the entire community, why it's important and its extent. And lastly, I will explain how our security screenage and changing the ambassador rules will change the trains to become a more favorable method of transportation. Los Angeles, known for its beautiful Hollywood, the Griffith Observatory, but what if we zoom in on our daily lives of residents, such as public transportation? A sustainable city like Los Angeles must be able to accommodate daily mobility needs through safe and efficient public transportation. Yet we are numb today to the dangers that are posed at the metro system and succumb to avoiding metro as a solution. We need to wake up and acknowledge and change our perspective on our expectations of public transportation safety. Carrying pepper spray and avoiding metro should not be a solution and not become a norm. The number of passengers plummeted about 60% since pre-coronavirus pandemic, as more people view metro as dangerous. In the article, Addressing Fear of Crime in Public Space, Gender Differences in Reaction to Safety Measures in Train Transit by Nilay Yavuz in 2018, published in JSTOR, it says that people's lives are affected more by the fear of crime than the crime itself. And this fear of crime is one of the most important reasons why people are choosing not to take public transportation. However, we must not forget that many of these transportation takers, metro takers, heavily rely on this transportation to go to work, school, and home. In 2022, Michael Manville reported in the article, Vehicle Access and Falling Transit Ridership, Evidence from Southern California through SpringerLink, that 78% of metro riders do not have a private vehicle, and that more than 9.6 million people, which is 1/3 of the residents of California in total, live, work, and play within the metro service area. Metro stations are built to serve as train platforms, and nowadays it has become the hotspot of crimes. I have more train-taking friends who carry around a pepper spray than they do a hand sanitizer, and that speaks volumes. Even though we are now numb with hearing about crimes, we must acknowledge the strikingly alarming rising rate of crimes that are happening on these trains. Published in Spatial Analysis, there's an article written by Renee Zanhao, article titled Familiar Strangers and Crime at Transit Stations. Is crime lower at train stations where familiar strangers are present? Reports of violent crimes such as murder, rape, aggravated assault, and robbery rise 24% from 2021 to 2022. Another new and perhaps the most serious form of new category crime, concentrated specifically here at the LA Metro station, is fentanyl and its related deaths on the train. Most of us look the other way when we see a person limping on the corner of a train with syringes and other accessories that are needed to get high, because we're so used to seeing them. It may make you understand, however, the severity of this issue when you hear that, according to the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, accidental fentanyl overdose death increased 1,280%. 1,280% from 2016 to 2021. In addition, in 2021, the metro region had the highest number and rate of deaths in all of California. So many of you may think, if metro is so dangerous, we might as well just not take it and the problem's solved. However, it's not that simple. The more Los Angeles main transportation safety worsens, the more danger is going to be spread to the neighbor of that metro. As more and more people ditch the metro altogether, this raises more danger, since according to the article Crime at Train Stations, the Role of Passenger Presence by Hexia Zhang in 2022, published in Science Direct, increased passenger presence is associated with decrease in incidents of crimes because the passengers are capable guardians simply by their presence. In addition, studies claim that students exposed to transit areas with high rates of crime have lower test scores and lower graduation rates. In other words, dangerous metro is not only creating hostile environments to our direct passengers, but also affecting our young generations, our young siblings, and our children. Now that I have addressed the main issues and the extent of this problem, I will now address what we should do. On Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the issue of dangerous trains falls under the safety needs, one of the basic needs for an individual to not only just thrive, but to exist and live in a society. There should be at least one security guard at every single train station, checking up that all passengers are actually tapping their transit cards, and face masks are removed as multiple high-definition HD closed-circuit television, also known as CCTV, are placed at the passenger's face level, recording on live. While some may say that this measure is too extreme as it's an invasion of privacy with a CCTV facing towards me, this will dramatically increase safety by making the people acknowledge take their responsibility for the actions that they do on the metro train. Plus, it would also allow easier identification of criminals. We should advocate to enforce this new metro security and check that, which should mimic that of an airport. So first, even during rush hours, all passengers of the train must line up, remove their facial coverings, and then tap their card to pass the initial gate. Then, as they tap the security guard at each station, we'll check that all passengers' cards are working and eligible, and making sure that all passengers are actually being recorded. Then the security guards at the destination will ensure that there are no non-destination travelers, who are the travelers who take the train not as a transportation measures, but as a shelter. So how will installing cameras and having more security guards change the dynamic of the metro system? With a new strict security system in place, more passengers will take the metro, and the image of the metro will no longer be labeled as dangerous. There will no longer be fare evaders, non-destination travelers, and the metro will be used as a transportation system rather than a shelter or a place of violent crime. If, on the other hand, no action is taken, metro will become more of a shelter and inevitably allow more spread of drug usage. I don't want to lie to my mom. I want to take the metro the way that I took my yellow school bus when I was an elementary kid. I strongly advocate to enforce strict security checkpoints, even if it means more time consumption or invasion of privacy. Currently, Los Angeles Metro is doing more harm than good. More residents are avoiding metro due to the fear of crime and being a hotspot for drugs. A security guard overlooking all passengers must be deployed in stations with a more close-up CCTV. Our metro system should be used as its main purpose to transmit one person to a different destination safely. 10 years ago, we were worried about rats, train fares, and now we're dealing with abandonment of ridership, violent local crimes, and drug overdose deaths exactly on the physical trains. I ask you to stop avoiding using the metro train. See for yourself how unsafe the conditions are for your family and friends to simply get from point A to point B. Fight for better safety in our community. They say we are what we eat. I say we are where we live. And we need to stop ignoring the major safety concern that is happening right here underneath our feet. Thank you.